Hey followers, this is Shasta's Journey, and my name is Shasta Garcia. This show is about my path to purpose, and along that journey, I get the pleasure of meeting so many incredible people with stories that could teach, heal, or inspire one of you out there. Much like the guest who I have today. Her name is Chryl, and she has an amazing testimony of just kind of what's going on in her life and how she's impacting people through the organization Soroptimist of Calaveras. And I personally wanted to talk with her with you guys because they have impacted my life in an incredible way as well. So I would like to share that with you guys, and hopefully that they can impact your life as well. Hi.
Hi, Shasta.
And what is Soroptimist for those who don't know?
Soroptimist is a global women's organization. I'm going to read this so that I usually don't have to recite this, so let me just read it and I'll get it perfect for our guests or our readers. Soroptimist is a global women's organization whose members work to improve the lives of women and girls through programs leading to social and economic empowerment. Soroptimist programs focus on providing women and girls with access to education, which is one of the most effective ways to end social problems disproportionately affecting women and girls.
Definitely. And how long have you been with Soroptimist?
I'm starting my 28th year.
Oh, wow. And what inspired you to get involved with them?
Well, it's an invitation group. I mean, you are invited, and in the past you've had to be a business owner or in a management field. So they've gone away from that somewhat now, but I was asked to join when I was in Calistoga.
Oh, and where's that?
In 1987. Calistoga's in the Napa Valley.
Oh, okay.
About the head of the Napa Valley.
Haven't heard of it. But what does the word Soroptimist mean?
Soroptimist means best for women.
Okay. And what has Soroptimist done for you in your life so far?
Oh my. It's given me wonderful opportunities to develop leadership skills. I've gotten to meet and greet and form lifelong friendships with people that I never would have had an opportunity to meet. Also, it's given me an opportunity to coordinate and speak with and get to be close with retailers, business people, those people that we collaborate with sometimes. I would never have had that opportunity had it not been for this club.
Isn't it so incredible just the people who you get to meet along your journey of life and just kind of how they impact your life?
It is. And I think you sometimes you get so wrapped up in life that you don't stop to think about that. I'm not as young as you are, so I've had a little more time to think about that and how that affects me. And it's wonderful.
I'm sure. I can't wait till, I can honestly say that I have enough life experience to know. Why does Soroptimist focus on girls and women in particular?
Oh, that's also annotated here very nicely, better than I can put it into words. Soroptimist was formed in 1921 in Oakland by a group of 80 women. And those women were interested in volunteering in their communities, but were not permitted to join male service groups. So they said, okay, for you, we'll make our own. So, been around a long time.
And so it gives empowerment to women.
Oh, it is. And women are still suffering from the injustices of economic and social status. They're not on an equal at all with their male counterparts.
What are the advantages and programs that Soroptimist offers for the women in our county and also just internationally as well?
Okay. All right. Great. Well, as things happen, groups like Soroptimist and Kiwanis and Rotary and Lions and all of those, they have to continue to change to fit what's happening now. And in our Soroptimist International of the Americas, which is our mothership, they have determined that we need to spend more time on focusing on satisfying a dream. Meeting your dream. They're calling that whole new program that's coming forth is the Dream Programs of Soroptimist. And those include Live Your Dream and Education and Training Awards for Women and Dream It, Be It, Career Support for Girls. So those are the three that we're now working under and developing programs to satisfy.
I would like to just kind of share with the viewers just kind of how Soroptimist impacted my life as well. I entered into a scholarship program for the Violet Richardson Award, and it's where I wrote an essay of just kind of my vision of what I wanted to do with my path to purpose. And I was competing against so many amazing other women and girls in our community who are doing so many incredible things to impact their community. And so I'm honored to be able to represent Soroptimist of Calaveras. And I'm just excited to just kind of see what Soroptimist can do for your guys' life out there as well. And there's many scholarship opportunities. And so how could people get involved to be a little bit more a part of it?
Okay. Yeah, we're very happy that we had wonderful applicants for this Violet Richardson Award, and I was fortunate enough to be able to be involved in the judging. Oh my, we had 11 wonderful applicants with all kinds of great projects and programs and stories, life stories, where, and that award is a monetary award, and then this last year, you and one other individual were chosen for that award. But we do this each year. So this is how the Soroptimists, we do our fundraisers, and the money that we raise is given back in that way with these 3 programs that I mentioned. So that's how we would do it.
And you guys are actually kind of starting and reinventing the Dream It, Be It program?
Yeah, that's a new one that came down, and it's going to be fun because it's more of a hands-on kind of a thing. And Dream It, Be It, Career Support for Girls, is to help women and girls achieve social and economic empowerment. They ensure women and girls have access to education and training, and they need to reach their full potential and live their dreams with our help. So I was just briefed at our meeting on Wednesday about what the local club is, how we're going to take our first step. And because it's more of a hands-on, one-on-one mentoring kind of a thing, we're collaborating with the Calaveras Youth Mentoring Program. And so what we will be doing is doing, I believe it's 7 weeks of pretty much face-to-face counseling, teaching them about these are the categories that will be involved. And so this is a place where we're going to start. The topics that will be included in our activities are career opportunities, setting and achieving goals, overcoming obstacles to success, and how to move forward after setbacks or failures. The age group that we'll be focusing on is freshmen in high school. So if we can get them on the right track as a freshman and give them good advice and our benefit of our experience, we think it'll be perfect.
I couldn't agree more. That is such a wonderful thing to be able to offer to our community and to the next generation, just to put them on that, straight path to their purpose.
Sure. And the career and mentoring program always have more people that want to be mentored than they have mentors. And so we'll fill that gap a little bit to be sure that those kids that are coming into that program are well-rounded and have their head on straight and have some adult mentoring role models to look up to.
And what are some things that the Calaveras of Soroptimist does in particular?
Well, I'll talk about our fundraisers.
Okay,
that's how we get the money to give awards.
The chili cook-off, that was one, right?
The chili cook-off was just last Saturday, May the 2nd, and that's one of our fundraisers. The other one that we've done this year at the end of January, we don't do every year, but it was Chairs for Charity. That's held at the town hall. Decorated chairs, and the people who win the prizes get 40% of whatever their chair brings. So, and we focus that towards other nonprofits. So, for instance, the library could enter a chair, or the museum could enter a chair, and depending on how much that chair brought, either live auction or silent auction, they would get 40% of that.
Oh, how cool.
So we and there's another collaboration between us and the Arts Council. So that was a natural, The other thing that we're very proud of is our teddy bear tea. I think this past November was our 17th, and we consider that not so much a fundraiser as a service to the community. It gives parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles a chance to take their young people to high tea, and so that they can put on their Christmas finery and enjoy, put their manners in the front of the building, and then be entertained for a couple of hours. And so it's just different, and we've been doing that for a long time.
I'm gonna have to take my little sisters
You
to that
should.
one time. That would be
it's
great.
a great day, a really great day.
How has your faith influenced your journey of life so far?
Well, Shasta, I think how it's come to me is that I'm a natural born giver, and instead of giving a hand out, you should give a hand up to help those that are struggling in whatever way to get past that, get past the obstacle or whatever is keeping them from fulfilling their dreams, from reaching their goals. I just believe that we have to have faith in humanity and do whatever feels right to us to make that happen.
Has there ever been a moment so far with you just along your journey of where you really felt like, wow, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing?
Maybe not a moment, but I think it's just a culmination of everything that I've gained from being a Soroptimist, the lives that we've touched. It's just phenomenal when award winners like yourself come back and tell us what an impact we had on their lives, and how even though it's not tens of thousands of dollars, we wish it could be, the little amount that we've given for awards has totally changed their lives and has made it happen for them. It's just so satisfying.
Is there any way where people can donate to
of course,
the scholarship and things like that? And how would somebody go about doing that?
Okay, before the program's over, I'll give the website, and it gives all the information about that on our website.
Oh, okay. And is there a different one for Calaveras County, or is it just, it's all international?
No,
right?
each club has their own separate one. In our district, too, we have 47 clubs, so each one has their own website. Most of them have their own website. And so each of us develop that on our own and focus on our fundraisers and the fun we have and our projects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys just recently had a meeting.
Yes.
And what were a few things that went on during the meeting, and what are some things that our county should be expecting from Soroptimist?
Okay, well, one of the things that happens now, our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 31st. So one of the big things that was happening at our meeting last Wednesday was approving the budget for next year. So this is the time when we try to estimate how much our fundraisers will bring in, and as a result of that, how much we can give out in awards. And this was before your time, but we had a wonderful fundraiser for 10 solid years, and it was Festival of Trees, held up at Ironstone, and it was unbelievable the kind of money that we had in our coffers at that time. It died a peaceful death, and some fundraisers just have to go. They outlive their usefulness. They really do. So since then we've had to scramble a little bit, but I think we still do a pretty good job of divvying up the money for the fundraisers that we do have. That, and then we were presented with another thing that's coming up at the Frog Jump, is that we're collaborating with the American Heart Association and Dignity Health, so that we are sponsoring or part of a Rocket in Red walk, a 5K walk around the fairgrounds, with the thought in mind of healthy living. So, get out there and walk and all the rest. So that's part of it. The other project that I forgot to mention, and it probably is the one that we're the very most proud of, and it's called Take Women to Heart. And that is the free lipid panel screening tests.
I was just going to ask you about that.
that we've been involved, another collaboration with Dignity Health, and we have such wonderful, wonderful partnerships with them. This is our 10th year of offering free lipid panel testing for women in our community. It's now evolved to the month of February, celebrating Heart Month. And this past year, just in that short month of February, 271 women had the opportunity to get those tests done for free, and to evaluate their risk for heart disease and stroke. We get glowing thank you letters. I can't even tell you. There's another thing that just goes, yeah, it's all worth it.
You've gotten a lot of those.
Yes, for sure.
Has there been anybody in particular who has impacted you? Just somebody who you've met since you've been with Soroptimist?
There's so many. I couldn't put my finger on one. I really couldn't. You know, it's just a culmination of friendships that even today, when somebody's coming coming from Calistoga through Angels Camp, I usually get a call, and we go to dinner with them, and we sit around and catch up on old times. And those are the kinds of friendship that are just so hard to replace.
Yeah. Has there been any trials or tribulations or challenges you've been through to get to where you are now, to kind of show the viewers that it doesn't matter who you are or where you've been, but it's just a matter of where you can go?
Yeah. Probably. I'm into my second marriage, so I went through a divorce, raised 2 kids through the middle of that, and have finally found happiness with my second husband. I'm a stepmother and mother of 4, ranging from ages from 54 down to 48, all within 2 years. I am the grandmother of 6 and the great-grandmother of 7. So I am devoted. I'm a devoted Grammy. So I religiously write them. I religiously send them cards for every holiday that comes down the pike. And they're just in the forefront of my mind. So with my volunteer efforts, not only with Soroptimist, but my other involvements, somehow that I just have to keep all those balls in the air, and it just invigorates me.
And what are some important things that you've learned so far throughout your journey of life?
You got to learn to say no.
I'm still working on that.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. I love being involved. I'm a natural-born organizer, so when anything needs to be done, or you need to go out to the storage shed and look for this or that or whatever, bring the banner, to an interview with Shasta, I say, I'll do it. And so you kind of spoil people. And so, and we need to concentrate on bringing up our younger members and exposing them to what a great organization Soroptimist is. But you can't expose them if the old-timers do all the work.
Hey, you got a point. I'm not gonna lie. And how does somebody like me get involved with Soroptimist?
Oh boy, we have a membership chairman who will, the minute you say you're interested, she will meet with you and she will give you the hows and the wherefores, explain a lot of the things I just explained this evening, and give you a binder that explains even more how the club actually works and how it fits into the scheme of things with Soroptimist International, and how the hierarchy and where we fit, and the different activities of our own club, of our region, and the opportunities for leadership and advancement. And if you're so inclined, you could be the governor of our region.
I would love to be a spokesperson. That's what I want to go to school for anyways. I really want to do communications and public affairs, so I'd love to go out and interact with people.
I can see you in that role. Absolutely.
I told you guys at the dinner, I was like, I want to represent Soroptimist more than I am at the moment. So.
Absolutely.
I need that binder.
Oh, well, perfect. It's not hard. I mean, we're looking for members all the time because it happens. Members get burned out, or a lot of them are still working. And I would guess in our club of 23, we have a couple in the 70 age range. The majority of them, I would say, are between 55 and 70. So, and we have a few or at 40 maybe. So those are our upcoming stars. Those are going to be the leaders of our club.
I'm only 16. How would that work?
I'll put Shasta's name on that list.
Well, I don't want to wait till I'm like 40.
Oh, no. Tomorrow would be good enough for us.
Tomorrow? Oh, okay. I don't know how personal this is, but is this volunteer or do you...
Oh, volunteer. Absolutely.
Okay. Are there people in the organization who...
Well, at the...
can somebody make a job out of it? Like if they...
Probably not at this level. I think that the money that, for instance, at the governor's level or in the regional level, they do have funds that but they're used. It's not to pay your paycheck.
Yeah,
it's to pay for your trip to the convention or to go to a conference or those kinds of things.
So this is just something that you love, and you just
we just volunteer and just have such an effect on other people's lives. It's so.
What did you
satisfying.
do before Soroptimist?
Oh, we owned a printing shop in Calistoga. We came from San Jose to Calistoga in 1984, and I was not a Soroptimist in San Jose, where we started from, and invitation to membership, and I was president there and held a lot of leadership roles. And so the same thing, I took a leave of absence when we moved to Angels Camp from that club. And I thought, okay, I'm going to take a whole year off and just rest and just kind of regroup, move and get all settled in, and not have a job anymore because we stopped our career after we moved here. And so that was a huge step for me because I've always worked. And now I'm in a new area with no friends, no job, no visible means of support, and not that I don't mean financially. And I went through 2 years of just
Downtrodden.
You wouldn't know me. You wouldn't have known me. You really wouldn't have.
And what did you do during those down times? What kept you up? What kept you going?
It ended up being medication. No, I'm not kidding you. I mean, because I was in such a state of depression that I couldn't get myself out. And so I have so much empathy for anyone who is in depression or going through depression. It's hard. It's so hard. And I was bound and determined not to take medication. And I finally just had to say, I mean, here's an example. We're going to go on a trip to visit our kids in San Jose. It took me 3 hours, and this is just for a weekend, 3 hours to figure out what to put in my suitcase. You can't make decisions.
I do that.
You can't make decisions. You can't figure out what to get at the grocery store. You can't figure out what to do for dinner. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And I guess fortunately for me, during the course of that, a neighbor from across the street, she had the same address. We were on a different street. She had the same numerical address, and we kept getting her mail. And so I took this misdirected mail over to her one day, and I said, are you Trish? And she said, yeah. And she says, I'd like to get to know you guys. Welcome to the neighborhood. And I said, well, why don't you come over and let's have a glass of wine on the patio? And so during the course of that evening, she said, Cheryl, I think you need to get involved. Since you moved here. And she says, I think that you should come to a meeting with me. And I said, oh, really? I said, what group do you belong to? Soroptimists. Well, I guess my vacation wasn't quite as long as I wanted it to be.
But you meet everybody for a reason.
But I know, and I jumped back in the first meeting, and they needed a recording secretary, so I went,
I got it.
I did. I've done that before. I could do that probably.
What's your position now?
Right now, I am a corresponding secretary. Coming up for the new year, I am technical director. So I kind of watch and oversee all of our different programs, everything that needs to happen to do the awards and get through our year, and so I'll be that overseer.
You did say that one of your gifts was organizing, so...
Oh, yes, I know.
It's quite perfect, if you ask me.
So people are kind of used to this, I sometimes have to sit on my hands.
And say, I can't do this.
Yeah, I'm on overload. I am retired, I want to scrapbook, and I want to go see my kids. And
I'll have that point one day.
I want to read a book.
Yeah. Is there any advice that you would give anybody out there who's just trying to figure out who they are or where they kind of fit into our society?
Yeah, I wrote some things down. Be with people you like. Life's too short to not be. And approach each day with joy in your heart. When you get out of bed in the morning, vow to yourself that it's going to be a great day. It's going to be the best day you've had so far. And it's attitude. It's attitude. I mean, I understand that circumstances fight against you, but you just have to keep out there plugging along. And whatever brings you joy, that's what you should do.
I love that.
Thank you.
And what about the people who are trying to figure out their purpose? I mean, do you have any ideas for people who are, like, well, I don't even know what I'm good at. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Wow. No,
Because a lot of people are at a crossroad right now. I mean, graduation is approaching, and there still is some people out there who have no idea what they want to do.
Don't know what they want to be when they grow up, huh? Well, I think I see that a lot. I'm also involved in the Calaveras Community Foundation, and I was just involved in scholarship applications and grant applications, and boy, you're right. I mean, some of them are really floundering, and I think that it helps to have a good advisor, someone that you can go to and discuss things openly with, and that's not always your parent. So those kinds of things, I think that's the best I can do. I can't think of anything else, Shasta.
No, I think that's great. I do feel that people need a good influence in their life, and they need, sometimes you need to just kind of lean on somebody a little bit.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's been people along your journey where you've had to lean on a little bit, and some people you looked up to.
And you're not going to get along with everybody. There have been people in my life that we've agreed to disagree. And that's okay. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You said that there was a website in some ways.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and share that and how they do that.
Okay.
And
all right. I'm the website master, so so it's kind of near and dear to my heart. I try to keep it up to date as much as I can. The address is www.sicalaverascounty.org.
Great. And people can go on there and donate.
Absolutely. And go through our site and see the things that we've done in the past, the awards we've given. It's full of pictures. It's full of fun things. And it tells what's coming up next.
Before we wrap up the show, is there anything that you hope people get out of the show the most?
Ooh, I hope we have this constant battle of when we say, I'm from the Soroptimist Club. They go, oh, what's that? It's the counties and worlds, actually, because it's a higher problem than just here. Oh, what's that? So it's the world's best kept secret. So if we have anybody that can get the word out there of what we do, how much we love this community and this county, and how hard we work in order to do fundraisers and bring funds back to our budget so that we can give it away. Because we know it can make such a difference in a young person's life.
Without a doubt. Viewers, there are so many different ways that I know that Soroptimist can impact your life for all the women and girls out there. There are also opportunities for people to represent people in their life who have impacted them. For instance, the Ruby Award or the Violet Richardson Award. There's so many different opportunities, and opportunities comes with basically, if you want to do it, you go for it. Opportunity is just something that is there, and if you're willing to, dream it and do it, then, you'll have the most opportunity with it, I guess. But anyways, guys, I just want to thank you so much for being a part of my journey and just kind of seeing where I end up along my path to purpose. And I would love to hear your story and just kind of what's happening in your life. So go visit www.shastasjourney.com, like us on Facebook, and view us on Instagram. And I would love to just kind of keep in touch with you guys. God bless. Thank you.